Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. In this episode, I'm going to tell you some tips on how to survive the streets of Phnom Penh. So I've been here for a little bit and I think I can offer you some pretty good advice. The first tip is regarding the heat. It doesn't matter what time you come here, it doesn't matter what season you come, it's going to be hot in Phnom Penh. So the first thing that you have to consider when coming here is how are you going to handle the heat? You got to dress properly. You should bring really light clothing, comfortable, make sure it's breathable. So like a cotton shirt or those athletic type shirts that let the air in. And I find that you don't sweat as much in those athletic type t-shirts, and I'm not sure what it's made of. I think it's like nylon, maybe some other type of material. But anyway, bring the right type of clothing, shorts, bring some sandals with you. And another thing you might want to consider is bringing a face cloth. I know it sounds a little radical, but it gets so hot here. There are times where I wish I had brought just a small towel. You just wipe your face and just wipe the sweat off. It would help, I think, in certain situations, like if you're visiting temples or other areas. Just bring like a face cloth or just a really small towel. Just wipe the sweat off your face or wherever else you want to. Actually, now that I mention it, you can go to 7-Eleven or a convenience store and they sell them. They sell these small moist towels that you can buy in little bags. So if you find yourself sweating more than the average person, you might want to invest in a small towel and pick one up at the convenience store. Another strategy that I'd recommend to stay cool is take advantage of the air-conditioned places around town. So like go to convenience stores like 7-Eleven or Smile. Smile is a convenience store here in Cambodia. The aircon's usually really strong, so if you find yourself getting hot, just go in there for a little bit. You don't really have to buy anything, but I usually go in there, I might grab a water or something just to cool down. And you can always sit down. They have seats usually in most of the convenience stores. I'm just on the 4th floor or one of the upper floors of this shopping center. It's called Exchange Square. It's a little bit windy there. So yeah, you can come to the shopping centers like this one or go to the convenience stores to cool down and take advantage of the air conditioners. All right, let's head downstairs and I'll tell you guys the next survival tip for Phnom Penh. It has to do with the streets, so let's get around the right atmosphere to talk about that one. And the next survival tip for Phnom Penh is surviving the streets and the traffic. I've been to a few places in Southeast Asia and I must say this is a different city for traffic. Pedestrians don't really have the right of way anywhere. There's tuk-tuks flying around, scooters flying around, cars, and they don't really acknowledge the people. Well, they do, but you just have to be super cautious. I find the traffic doesn't really yield the right of way, even in crosswalks, even at crosswalks and other places. As you can see here, there's just constant flow of traffic everywhere. So when you're walking, you gotta be really careful, extremely cautious. Be like 100% present all the time. So as you guys could probably tell, even at that street corner behind me, there weren't any rules. People were just going back and forth, just depending on feeling, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Like that's a typical corner. There's no light. People just going every which way. I guess there's a rule that I'm unaware of, I don't know, but it would be really difficult to be a driver in the city, I think. Even pedestrian has it tough, but I could see that there would be lots of accidents. I'm curious about the insurance premiums here. They must be skyrocketing sometimes, some months. Also, regarding the heat, guys, remember to stay hydrated, pick up some water, drink regularly if you can. I just picked this up at the Guardian convenience store inside that shopping center there, the Exchange Square shopping center. So yeah, regarding the traffic, it's pretty nuts. You just have to be super careful when you're walking around, and try to take a main street, as there isn't really a sidewalk anywhere. You kind of have to just hug the road in a lot of places. Even on the main streets, they have parking just alongside the buildings, and the cars just basically hog the sidewalk and people park their cars on the sidewalk basically here, so there isn't many places to walk freely. Here it's not so bad, but in some areas of the city, like, it's really challenging sometimes just to get from A to B while you're walking. But try to take the main streets. There's usually more room on those streets to walk. The side streets, you just have to be super cautious whenever you're walking along the side. There are crosswalks that have lights that you can use. It's relatively safe to use those ones, though even when the light is on for when you can walk, cars still go by. There's really no rule. You have to be really careful. Even when the crosswalk signal is on and you can walk, you have to be super careful because there's oncoming traffic, and sometimes when they're turning, they don't care, they'll just keep going. You're really rolling the dice anywhere you walk here. Just be super cautious all the time. Don't look at your phone, be 100% present. Look both ways frequently. Walk slow, and yeah, good luck. Right, guys, one other thing about the streets in Phnom Penh, you have to be really careful of the dogs here. There's a lot of stray dogs, and I'm usually okay with the dogs. It's never really bothered me before, but here I've had a few incidents where the dogs just sort of come out of nowhere and start barking at you. I don't know why it is so frequent here. Maybe I've just had bad luck, but you should be really careful of the stray dogs here. In Chiang Mai, when I was there were some dogs occasionally, but I never really had a real problem. But here, it's different. I don't know what it is. Again, it could just be my bad luck, but I've had a few run-ins with some mean dogs that thankfully didn't turn out to be anything major, but I could see some people could have an issue with it here. The dogs are a little bit more wild in Phnom Penh. When you take the main roads, there usually aren't any dogs, but I find in the alleys and the side streets, you just have to be aware. Be super present, like I said. Just don't look at your phone and don't be ruminating too much. Just be very cautious, look around, make sure there are any dogs around, and if there are, maybe take the other side of the street just in case. I'm going to show you guys this traffic corner and just show you how chaotic it is one more time. That's nuts, crazy. I don't know how there aren't any more accidents. I haven't witnessed anything, thankfully, but man, gotta be super careful. All right, let's go to the other side of this vent here, this building, and I'll tell you guys about the next survival tip in Phnom Penh. It must be the building's air conditioner or something. Alright, I found a nice little bench to chill out here and tell you guys about the next tip for Phnom Penh, surviving the streets here. The next tip is about the tuk-tuk drivers. I find they're very aggressive here, trying to sell you, just trying to get you to take a ride with them. I never do. I just basically use the PassApp or Grab or TADA. Usually just use PassApp. So PassApp is kind of like the Uber of Cambodia. So download PassApp on your phone and just use that. Don't bother hailing a tuk-tuk driver without that app because they'll probably rip you off. I've never gone on a ride with a tuk-tuk driver without using one of the ride apps. So I find they hang out around the touristy areas like Royal Palace and along the Riverside there. Yeah, the best advice I can give you guys for handling them is just ignore them. Don't even make eye contact. Like maybe 10, 20 years ago, I'd be polite and say, oh, no, thank you. Like, no, thanks, it's okay. But I just don't even bother saying anything anymore. Because you're just going to be doing it all day, I find, especially if you're around the tourist sites. So just, maybe put on some sunglasses or something and don't even acknowledge them. It might feel a little bit rude, but just save yourself the agony. Maybe go tell them to download the PassApp or something. Yeah. I actually did an episode dedicated to the ride apps in Cambodia, so if you guys are interested, check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. There's basically PassApp, Grab, TADA, and maybe another one. But those are the three main ones. Download those on your phone and you can compare the prices. But yeah, check out that episode if you're interested in more details about the ride apps in Cambodia. And the next survival tip for Phnom Penh has to do with the homeless problem here. Unfortunately, there are quite a lot of beggars around. It's up to you if you want to give them money. From time to time, I might give some, but if you're around the tourist area and you give it to everyone who walks by you asking for money, you might not have anything left in your wallet. It's quite frequent in the touristy areas, so just be aware of that. Also, you should know, like if you're at a restaurant in a touristy area and they have a patio outside, occasionally you might have some people coming up to sell you something or just asking for money. It's happened a few times, like one restaurant I go to. Just the other day, I was sitting at a restaurant that was outside, and I had maybe 4 people come up to me. The first person was trying to sell something. The next one was asking for money, and I think the other guy wanted drugs or something, or he was trying to take money for buying something. I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. It's unfortunate, but deal with it however you want. You can give a little bit of money, like just like $1 here or there, but just be aware if you're in a really touristy area, you could see it happen more frequently. And I don't know. I still don't know myself how to deal with it all the time. I'm kind of like 50-50. I might give some sometimes, but then other days I just won't give any. So it's a difficult subject, but just be aware that it's a frequent occurrence here where you have to contend with it sometimes. And before I go on to the last survival tip for Phnom Penh, I wanted to tell you guys a story about an incident I had along the river. I was just walking along the riverside and this young boy came up to me asking for money. I actually had a bag of groceries and some drinks in there and a few other things. He wanted to take something from my bag and I wasn't sure what to do. Like, he was trying to steal from me, but he was really young. He was only like maybe 5 years old. So I didn't know what to do. He started grabbing my shirt and pulling on it really hard because he really wanted something from my bag. And I didn't want to cave in and give him something. I wanted to basically teach him, like, you should at least offer something to someone. So I wanted to maybe go buy something for him and then encourage him to maybe sell it to someone. because he was just so young, you know. He didn't really know right from wrong, and I didn't know where his parents were. And he had this stick with him. He started like slapping me on the leg with this little stick, this little twig. It was really, I really didn't know what to do. He was really young. He could have been maybe 4 or 5 years old. So I ended up just going to a nearby vendor and buying him a drink. I wanted to get him a pineapple, but he's like, oh no, I want that, he couldn't speak English, but he just pointed at a soft drink, like a really sugary drink. I was like, no, you should get the pineapple, at least it's good for you. There's some fiber in there. But anyway, I ended up just getting him a drink. Thinking about that again, I think if I could go back in time, I probably would have just given him $1. But it's hard to know what to do, right? Like, he was really being aggressive, pulling on my shirt, and I didn't want to encourage that again, for him to do that to someone else. But anyway, just be aware of that, guys. Like, if you're along the riverside, there's a lot of kids trying to sell you stuff like pigeon seed and bird seed to feed the birds along there. Okay, there's one more tip coming up for surviving the streets of Phnom Penh, and that's coming up right now. I just got to find another seat to sit on that has a different backdrop, different background. Got to vary things up, right? All right, I guess that's a little bit different. The final point for surviving Phnom Penh is how to deal with thieves and scams. If you've looked online, I'm sure you've come across some of the stories that people have had, but personally, I've been fortunate enough not to have any problems, but it does happen occasionally. Like that run-in with the little boy, that was like the only incident I had, fortunately enough. Just be aware that pickpocketing does happen, so you might want to have some pants that have zippers, or bring a bag like this, a satchel, or a man purse, whatever. Women just bring your purse along, men bring your merces. But yeah, I've never had anything stolen out of this, and I have zippers in most of my pockets, just as an extra layer of protection. Just be aware of where your wallet is at all times, and your phone and other valuables. Don't wear anything flashy. Keep your Prada bag at home. If you want to dress up, I don't know, maybe just do it one night when you're going out for an evening or something, but don't do it all the time. Just wear casual clothing. You don't want to attract too much attention. Keep your bling bling at home, if you have bling bling. And scams. There are a few going around, but I'll tell you guys the one that's probably the most popular or most famous in Phnom Penh. If you go for a massage here, I've never done it here, but they'll have advertisements for massages for like $3 or $5, which is crazy cheap. So basically what happens is they'll lure you into the massage place with that cheap price, and then they'll give you a key to a locker to put your clothes and all your valuables in. So you go into the room and you take all your stuff, put it in the locker, and then you take your key, lock the box with all your belongings in the box. You go in, have your massage, and then an hour later you come out and get your stuff with the key and take it out of the locker. And then what happens is, when you come home, you discover in your wallet that your money's been changed. So some people might have like $100 in their wallet, and what happens is there's a rear area of the storage container that has another door to it. So they basically go into the back door of your locker, open the secret door at the back, take out your wallet, and then take out the real $100 and exchange it with a fake $100 bill, or how much money you have in there. So I heard about that story on another YouTuber's site, and I'll leave a link in the description for that one too. It was a pretty funny story, or unfortunate story, but really informative. But I guess it's a common occurrence here. The massage trick, the massage scam. So just be really careful if you're getting a massage here. Don't bring too much money with you. Don't bring $100 bills. Like, don't even bring any money with you. Just, bring the money for the massage and that's it. And maybe you won't get scammed. But after hearing stories like that, I didn't bother getting a massage here. It's just not worth the risk. So that's the massage scam in Phnom Penh. Right, the name of the other YouTuber who made that video, his name is Jet Solo. So just search for that episode, and I'll also leave a link in the description. Apparently he did get his money back though. He went back to the massage place and with the video camera and stuff, and then basically told them about what happened to him, and eventually he got his money back, thankfully. So crazy story. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you found those survival tips useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.